Hey everyone, it's Epic Edge back again, but this time with some Epic 7. As I mentioned in a previous video, Epic 7 is one of my main gacha games and has been for the last 3 years or so. Why have I been able to play this game for so long? Honestly, it's the art style and animation. As a self professed weeb, it makes sense, that I would love anime style games. But I also find the gameplay just the right amount of challenging. Uh, Obviously, they're like most gotcha games. There are always gonna be pay to win people. You know, big whales. I am not one of them. This account is mostly free to play, just like my Genshin Impact account. Uh, but the game, the way that it's constructed, gives free to plays a good chance against even the sweatiest of whales. It's very free to play friendly. One of the more free to play friendly gotcha games that I've played ever. As much as like people want to talk poorly about this game and how greedy the devs are, but that's really not the case. Anyway, so for now, I just want to give you guys an overview of my account. Now, I'm nowhere near what most players can consider strong. Words today, right? But I like to think I'm strong enough to have a fighting chance in PvP content like Guild Wars, Arena, RTA, and all that good stuff. That said, let's go over some of my favorite heroes in the game from each element just to give you guys an overview of where my account is. Okay, let's start with Ravi over here. One of the best bruisers in the game, and really one of my favorite bruisers in the game. Not the best stats. She is on counter set though. Counter set crit because I don't have good offensive stats on my immunity sets, but pretty decent stats overall. 2-3 attack, 1-2 defense, 18,000 HP, 170 speed, just a little bit of speed, 86% crit chance, good enough. 246 crit damage. She is on what is this thing called again? Sigurd Scythe. Just for comeback potential. I love Ravi a lot. She is one of my favorite units. I love the way that she's able to solo. Her comeback solo potential is one of the highest in the game, and she's not that hard to build as well. I mean, with these relatively mediocre stats, you can still win in PvP with this girl. Next, we have Kayron. uh, Kayron has evolved a lot ever since like the game has progressed. He was one of the first few heroes in the game and one of the main antagonists in the first chapter of the game. Uh, he's on a speed immunity set, but he's not built for speed. There was a time when Basar was just running rampant, and everyone was building their Chaerons really really fast just to counter Basar. Mine is on a speed set just so he's not too slow, but he's designed for maximum damage output right off the bat. That's why he's on an Alexis basket, and he has 4-2 attack, negligible defense. Don't look at that. 11k HP. Kind of want to change that up a little bit as well, but it's okay. 95% crit chance, 280 crit damage. No effectiveness. Effect resistance will be modded out later on once I get the proper gems. But yeah, this Chaeron is pretty fun, and I know that the meta now, a lot of the Chaerons are on counter set, but I just like this a little better. Um, for reasons I can't really explain. I don't know why I built him this way, but I did, and he can be a very surprising pick in RTA sometimes, and I like having him on Alexis Basket. I know a lot of people have different opinions on what the best artifact for him is, but the reason why I have him on Alexis Basket is, once that thing procs, if that thing procs on the first turn and he gets his S3 off, that's like a 3 turn gab, my friends. 3 turn gab. Insane. So next, let's move on to the water units, and we have Crow. Not the best Crow, not by a long shot, but the reason why I like this guy so much is because of his S3, the horse. Now, if you're familiar with this game, the horse is one of the scariest things in the game. Absolutely strong, you know, great one shot potential, and you can throw together like mediocre gear like I have here, and he'd still be strong. Now, people are kind of split. Most people, I believe, prefer Aureus just so that he can get his HP down to a level where he maximizes the horse damage. But I like him on Holy Sacrifice just so that he has a chance to get a horse off potentially again. Um, and it's just scary when you face someone like, for example, in Guild War, there's a Crow and suddenly comes back, right? It's scary. He can horse you. You're gonna lose a unit. So that's why he's one of my favorites as well. Next, Seaside Bellona. uh, you know, she when she first came out, absolutely bonkers, right? She completely changed the meta and made the meta revolve around her. Um, my SSB is not fantastic. She's on a speed hit set, 4-4 attack, 13k HP, some defense, 147 speed, 60% hit, crit chance, and 216 crit damage, 62 effectiveness. Basically, my SSB Seaside Bellona is built for Wyvern. She's tuned for my Wyvern 13 team. Uh, yeah, but like these stats actually still work in Arena and RTA at times, Guild Wars sometimes too as well. So yeah, SSB fantastic. I loved the green Bellona. I loved her art style a lot. But when SSB's art style came out, like yeah, yeah, gorgeous. Okay, next one is she's missing. Just go straight here. Is Saria. So in this game, you do have the option to re-roll, like a soft re-roll at the start, where you get to summon 30 times to try and get the hero that you want. The selective summon. And I decided to go with Isaria after looking at her kit. And I have not regretted that one bit. I know a lot of people say that, oh, go Vildred Angelica back in the days. And now it's like Vildred Sigrid, Amomo. You look for those units in your select summons. And I don't know. I mean, yes, that boosts your account, but I just love Isaria. Her. Wait, let me show you what she actually looks like. Okay. So, Isaria is one of the most future proof characters in the game because of her cooldown refresh. She's really good. She doesn't need a large amount of investment to be good. And I think that's why she's actually a pretty great option for selective summons for newer players. Obviously, she was very, very strong with Tamarin back in the day. Although I'm not sure if a lot of people use Tamarin Isaria combos anymore. I still do sometimes in Guild Wars, but Tamarin Isaria was pretty great back then. Isaria still great right now. You can combo her with so many nukers with long cooldowns. You can do her with Dark Corvus. You could do her with Watcher Shuri and all that stuff. She's great. I love her. She's fantastic. Next, we have Rowana. Now, Rowana is she used to be like a niche unit back in the day. She was supposed to be like the counters. She was supposed to be the solution against Seaside Bellona. But now she's a meta unit just because of how many bruisers are in the game on bruisers on counter set are is so prevalent in the game nowadays. There are a lot of units as well that trigger dual attacks like all the time, and so Rowana has become one of my favorite units right now. She's actually really good in today's meta. She's part of the current Cancer Arena defense, I believe. And, again, she's not hard to build. Healers like her are not hard to build, require relatively minimal investment as well. A lot of build options to choose from. Mine is on a speed immunity, but you can also do counter immunity, I believe. And, just the flexibility of building her makes her one of my favorites. Like, I can easily switch out her gear to change her up every now and then. And yeah, Rowan is just really good, in my opinion. Next, let's go look at the MLs. So, this is Watcher Shuri. Um, One of my favorites as well. Like, again, these guys are all my favorites. Uh, just the king of one tap. Yeah. One shot, one kill. This is what this guy does. His S3 penetrates defense, and he with an attack buff and these kinds of stats, you can kill almost anything. Now, if I were to change something, I would probably want to try and look for about 50 points of speed more. He's really slow, but for very select purposes, right? He's pretty good, and I have him on Sash over there as his artifact simply because he's guaranteed a kill, right? So you're guaranteed the CR push. Um, I also like the fact that he has speed imprint, so he has some good utility in his kit. He's a one shot, one kill guy, and he's just fun. It's always fun to see your character just one shot the other guys, dude. Yeah. So watch your shirt. Next, Sage Ball and Cezanne. Now I remember pulling this guy. He was my first Moonlight 5-star. And I remember getting pissed a little because I actually pulled him after he was nerfed. So I couldn't you know, get a refund and use an ML5 selector. And the nerf really killed him back then. It just decimated Sage balances on. But right now, the meta has allowed him to come back, and I'm really happy about that. He's a little flimsy still at the moment. I'm still farming better gear for the guy, but he is exceptional, you know. Even with these kinds of stats, he is extremely annoying and very hard to deal with if you don't have the right units on your roster. Um, but I still am hoping that Smilegate reverts the nerf completely, not just this halfway measure that they've implemented right now. Yeah, but this guy used to be one of the biggest cancers in the game, and right now I think he's fairly well balanced, and yeah, pretty nice, pretty good unit, part of the Golden Boys meta. Now, lastly, let's look at the dark units. This is Spectre Tenebria, my second ever ML5, I believe. And I actually got her off the daily free summon. So that's a fantastic story in itself. Waking up at randomly 3 a.m. and just pulling her suddenly. Anyway, I have updated her. She used to be at like 4,000 something attack, but her speed was a little low. So now she's on speed boots, speed main stat boots, and she's now at 192 speed, 100% crit chance, 271 crit damage. The attack at 3.7 is, I wish I could make the attack a little higher, just a little higher. you know. But yeah, she. I used to pair her with Assassin Coley a lot in Guild War, but right now, she's actually a pretty decent choice in RTA as well. It's scary. She is very scary in terms of you know if you can't kill her immediately, because she's gonna bop more than a few units if you let her survive. She's on Taga Hills because I still do find use for her with when she's paired with Assassin Coley. But yeah, I mean, souls are always good. Having souls in this game is always good. And lastly, we have designer Lilibet. She is the most recent ML 5 star to join my roster, and I don't know, she's just awesome. I don't know how else to explain it. She cleanses, she resets, right? She's tanky as all hell, and I just think that she's a fantastic unit. Now I have mine on a counter set with an offset that prioritizes defense and health. Um, I don't think this is the best Dilibet ever, but she's definitely one of my most optimized units, which is very rare in this account. I mostly build my units just to a level where they're usable, and I always just tell myself, hey, it's fine, Edge, it's fine. You can always just replace these bleh pieces, these bleh equipment, but RNG never goes my way, and I'm always stuck with this mediocre gear, which is fine. I'm not trying, like, really trying to rank up there in the world, so it's just for fun. But yeah, designer a little bit one of my more optimized units. She rocks. She's really good, especially in this very debuff heavy meta that we have right now. Uh, Her passive is just so good. I really love like designer Lilibet, and she's right now she's part of my um, auto arena offense. So honorable mentions, there are probably a few. I have my Fallen Cecilia over here. Again, relatively mediocre, but she's fun to have. Who else would I put in honorable mentions? Shuri. So Shuri, one of my original units that I was able to pull when I started playing this game. One of the very few starter units that I still use because he is triple S. As you can see here, he's triple S on his speed imprint, and I gave him a plus 30 Midnight Bloom. So he's just the ultimate utility character in my roster, and I get to use him in so many PvP situations just because of the utility and the flexibility that he brings to the table. Other units, I guess, let's just keep it to three. Judge Kisei, another one of my favorite ML5s. I still think that she is the best. Like, I don't know. Would I go that far? Maybe. She's one of the best, at least, let's say. Cleavers in the game. I know the meta right now has kind of shifted, and she's not. And cleaving isn't the easiest thing to do anymore. But a well built Judge Kisei, not saying that this is well built, but a good Judge Kisei with some really nice gear can still cleave through a lot of squishies, even if they're protected by like FCC Fallen Cecilia, the shield, adamant shield, Aureus, those kinds of defensive options. She can still cleave through that, and as long as you have enough attack and crit damage, she's still really quite useful in Guild War. She still rocks in Guild War. Pair up with Oxlots and just you know eliminate the enemy. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can stop there for now. Ooh, okay, that's long. This game has run a little long. Okay, this video has run on a little long. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this account overview. Very basic content. This one, just because I didn't want to jump into the nitty gritty of the game, in case you or whoever else watching this video isn't too familiar with Epic Seven. For reference, though, I will be uploading Epic 7 periodically on the channel from now on. Mostly PvE guides and team comps, so that's a little more in line with what I do with Genshin Impact. But maybe some Guild War and RTA as well, because that's always fun. So if that's something you think is interesting, don't forget hit the words. It's 1 a.m. in the morning here in Manila. You're gonna have to forgive me. But anyway, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know whenever I upload a new video. And even if you are interested in Epic 7, I do have Genshin Impact content. So if you play that game, there is something for you on this channel as well. And that's it for now. As always, thank you so much for watching. And until the next video, stay up.